Oh, really?
And now a brief overview of the Biden administration's results. By Sivaady.
And you ain't black.
The typical American household spends $270 more per month on everyday goods than 1 year ago, and over $1,000 per month more from 3 years ago.
Think about that.
And thank you for joining us. New numbers released today show U.S. inflation hit 9.1% over the past year, the highest in 4 decades.
3 U.S. troops were killed and at least 24 more injured in a drone attack on a small U.S. outpost in Jordan.
The U.S. government's debt has topped $34 trillion for the first time ever. The figure is the total amount of outstanding borrowing by the U.S. federal government. It's estimated the government spends $2 billion a day on debt interest payments alone.
My God.
But food prices, they have now reached a record high. Right now, they're the highest they've been in nearly 40 years. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that over the 12 months ending in November, food prices at restaurants jumped nearly 6%, the highest jump since 1982.
The crisis at the border, where we've just learned migrant crossings in December, shattered all previous records.
Tonight, after weeks of scenes like this at the southern border, NBC News has learned December marked a record all-time high in crossings. Some 300,000 undocumented migrants crossing the border, according to DHS officials.
Think of how that has changed everything. People's attitudes about themselves, their families, about the state of the nation, about the state of their communities. And so there's a lot of uncertainty out there.
The rising prices mean more Americans are using credit cards than ever before. The average household balance is about $11,000. All combined, our nationwide outstanding credit card debt is a staggering new high, $1.3 trillion.
Joe Biden is the best president we've ever had.
Now, the Taliban are out in full force. They took over the presidential palace, occupied Kabul's version of the Oval Office. Afghanistan's president fled the country. The Taliban don't just control Kabul, but the whole country and all the weapons the U.S. bought for the Afghan army.
The Taliban have been taking pot shots at the U.S. transport planes as they leave.
And it's just totally irresponsible.
For the first time ever, the average price of gas nationwide has hit an unprecedented $5 a gallon.
The challenge that we have as an administration is we got to let people know who brung it to them. That's our challenge.
Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy.
I'll never join you!
6 months later.
The campaign unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime. Donald Trump wins the presidency of the United States. He is now going to be called President-elect Donald Trump. He's walking up right now. You see him right there. He's going to be speaking momentarily. He's got his wife there. History has been made.
It's